Right, today we're going to take a look at what's called the Page Builder plugin. And this is from a company called SiteOrigin, and it's called the WordPress Page Builder. Now you can find it at siteorigin.com/pagebuilder. And if you're one of my clients, then you've probably seen this on your website. Didn't quite know what it was. What I use this for is, one, to create really beautiful page layouts with super simple columns that I can change the widths on very easily. I can also drag and drop elements, which makes it very easy, and I can also duplicate some elements, again making it very easy to create some pretty nice layouts in the main content section. The other cool part about this is that you can actually add widgets to the middle part, to the main content frame of your web page. Normally widgets are on the sidebar or in the footer, sometimes occasionally in the header, but with the Page Builder plugin I can put widgets, and we can put interactive information like a Twitter stream or maybe a Facebook like box, or if you have some type of dynamic content like you want to display your Pinterest pins right in the main content section and not just on the sidebar or the footer, we can actually do that, which helps to draw the viewer in, to draw the user into the page with a little bit more interactivity. And it also allows us an opportunity to easily put in things like YouTube videos and just more interactive elements. So let's take a look on a real website. So normally this is a new page. Just open it up. Normally you would have, it would start with a visual, and there would be visual and text as a tab. But once the Page Builder plugin is activated, you get a Page Builder plugin, or a Page Builder tab. And it starts out very simply. You have a box here. It says 100%. That means it goes all the way across the main content part of the page. You can see here this will be where you would write or put in the code for your main content. Instead, we're going to use this to create a framework to hold our content. This box, this row, can be deleted, or you can actually move it like this. So what I'm going to show you have a few options here: pre-built layouts, add a row, or add a widget. I'm not going to talk to you about this one, but I will talk to you about adding a row. So the default is 2 columns. It's one row with 2 columns. Let's add one of those, and it'll automatically add it underneath. So now you have 2 different compartments, as opposed to one that just goes all the way across the page. We have one at 50% and one at 50%. And then let's create another row of 3. So now we have 3. So each of these, you can see how you can create a pretty interesting and diverse layout. Now, what we put in each one of these is a widget. So just like you would go to your widgets part of your website, and then you would put those widgets into the sidebar or the footer, we have widgetized the main content area. So we can use any of these same widgets that you can put into the sidebar or the footer into the main section of the page. And even here are some other free plugins that they recommend, the Page Builder SiteOrigin people recommend, that you could put onto your website to use for various different functions. This time we're going to just drop a few things in here. Let's drop a text box into the long one. I'm just going to pull some Lorem Ipsum text. If you're looking for filler text, you can go to lipsum.com, and you can just tell it how many paragraphs. The default is 5 paragraphs of text, and then you can put this as dummy text into wherever you want it to be, just to look like, to let you know what it'll look like with some text in it. Let's make this a little bit bigger, and then make sure the paragraphs remain. Here, let's add, oh, the wrong one. Let's add a widget, not a row. We can put our recent posts. Okay, it'll show 5 recent posts, and then here maybe we can add an image, just a basic simple image. What I like about this particular widget is it connects to my media library. So I can put this in there. I want it to link. And then down here, maybe we can do the archives, and then we can do a tag cloud. So with the tag cloud, you get similar options. You can choose categories. So you can make a category cloud, or you can make a tag cloud. And then let's do our site pages. Okay. Sort by page title is fine. Okay, so now we have one row. The first row is going to go all the way across the page, and it's going to be our text with a little headline. Then we have the second row underneath it that has our recent posts and an image. And then our third one has three different items. It has the archives, a tag cloud, which is categories, and then it also lists our pages on the website. Now the default template, page template for WordPress is a blog format. So it'll have about 2/3 for the content on the left side and about 1/3 or 1/4 for the sidebar on the right hand side. That's the default for every theme. My theme right here that I'm using comes with several different page templates. I'm going to choose a full width. I like to have it, that will just mean that this all goes all the way across the page. There's no sidebar on the side of the page. And then I'll show you what it looks like with the sidebar as well. So let's go and take a look at this and preview it. So now we see we have our page. It's full width, goes all the way across. There's no sidebar here. And we have our first text box that goes all the way across. And then under that we have our 50/50. So these are the recent posts. This is the image that we put in here with no link. And then down here we have our three different widgets. So we have our archives widget, we have our category tags, and then we have a list of the pages on the website. And then down here you have a normal footer that goes on every single page, and then these are two extra widgets for the footer. I also have widgets up here, so you can fully widgetize. You can make it a little bit too crazy, which is why I like to do the full width. You'll see it now as I change this to the default template, which is a blog template. And then we take a look at it. You'll see it pulls in the primary sidebar. So each of these are widgets, and this is the sidebar that would go onto every default page. And then it squashes our content down a little bit, but we still have the one row, the second row with the 50/50, and then the third row with our three different widgets at the bottom. And then obviously you get the footer. So this is a way to really create some pretty dynamic layouts using the Page Builder plugin. So that's why I like to use it, because it allows not only for bringing in interactive elements, but it allows for some interesting things with the layouts. And one of the things I love about this is how easy it is to then manipulate the content. So let's say we wanted to put our recent posts in the image first. We could do that. We could just pick them up and move them and drag and drop them. And then we look at our page again. We see now it's on the top. We have our text full across in the middle, and then we have our three widgets at the bottom. That's just picking it up, dragging it, and dropping it. You can also delete a row. I think I want to delete this row. Take that away. And then now it's gone. So now we just have our one all the way across, and then we have our 50/50 row. And then finally, let's just drag these like this. And then I want to have this a little text box here. So what I can do is, if you hover over, you can see that I get a few options. So if I want to edit it, I can edit the content of that particular widget. I can also duplicate, which I want to duplicate this. So I don't want to really change this. I just want to duplicate it. So I hit duplicate, it creates a whole new one right here. And when you look, you can see that it's actually created two pieces of text, right? The same text, and then we have our 50/50 down here. So what I want to do is I want to get rid of this recent post, and I want to put this text widget right here. So I just click delete. It's easy. It's as easy as that. You take this with the crosshairs, you drag it into that box, and now you created a nice little landing page, a nice little page that has this text here all the way across, and then you have this text here at a 50/50, and then we have our image. Now the last thing I want to show you is how easy it is to go from to change the values or the sizes of each of the main boxes, right? So you can see the main holders for each of the elements. Oh, and if you wanted to duplicate, you could obviously duplicate to your heart's content so that when you see it, then those things are duplicated all down the row, right? So let's delete those, don't need them. And then changing the widths, you see 50% and 50%, it's obviously two columns. You can change that. So let's say we wanted to do 1/3, 2/3. So 1/3, 2/3 of the page. So now it's just as easy as pulling it to where it says 33%, which is 1/3. And then when we go back and we look at our page, you can see that it's now made this 2/3 of the page, and now our image is only 1/3. It's actually responsive, so it makes sure that the image is responsive as well, and it goes down to meet the size of the page and whatever percentage that you wanted that row to be a part of the page. So it creates a very beautiful result. You can see what it looks like whenever we go, when you look at this is a responsive theme, and so you can see how it is now. And then as we change the width and the size of the theme, you can see that it's still together right now, but as it goes down, still it's keeping a percentage. And at some point, as you get down to this would be like mobile size. We have our menu here, and then we have our first piece of content that goes all the way across, and then we have our second row of two columns. So you can see that it downgrades, it degrades whenever the size of the screen goes down. It goes down very nicely with it, and you can see how it functions. Maybe a little bigger phone, and then all of a sudden when you get into a tablet, it would look something like this, or something like this would be a tablet size. So it plays very well with most plugins. Most plugins you can use right with the Page Builder plugin, and it also is responsive. So it's a really beautiful plugin. If you see this, you're one of my clients and you see this Page Builder, but you don't see anything else in the visual or the text, and you want to edit the page or the content, and there's nothing here, but you know that there's something on the page, then click on the Page Builder tab. There's probably some of these things going on here. And then to edit, you can just find which element you want to edit, click edit, make your edits there, just like you normally would, and then save the page, and then you'll be able to see your edits live on the website. So super easy, super simple, but it creates a lot of functionality that adds some dimensions to your website without having to know a whole lot of code on the front end. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll try to cover a few more things about Page Builder as we go along. And make sure that you look at the YouTube website for Highway Web Consulting and find out some more maintenance tips. Now that you have the website in your hands, being able to maintain it is of vital importance, and so I just want to provide you some opportunity, some videos to help you with that.